Hi guys, in this video we're going to be painting this cute little kitty cat. So get your canvas out. You want your paint put on your plate. I've got leftover paint from when I just painted the ice cream, so your colors will be different than this, but just to show you, get your paint on your plate. Jar of water and an assortment of brushes. You're also going to need a paper towel just to dry your brushes off. And we will get going, get started on our painting. I'm gonna grab just a fresh towel. That one's kind of soggy from being used a couple times. I'm gonna start with my background, and we're gonna do turquoise. And we're gonna mix some white in with the turquoise. Well, I don't have any turquoise on my plate, so I'm just getting a nice little squirt of turquoise right here, this color. And I'm going to start in with some white. I'm just going to get my brush cleaned out and ready. So I'm going to take a little bit of my turquoise and just stir it in with quite a bit of white. Maybe a little bit more. So about like that. Doesn't need to be exact. This is just the background color. So whatever you come up with will work perfectly fine. And just take your brush and your paint and you're gonna go all the way around the outside of your little kitty. Just take your time, get that paint spread out nice and even. No globs. Do your best not to have thick globby paint. And also make sure you got enough paint on that you're getting all those little holes of the canvas filled in. Because the texture of the board that we're painting on is rough. You just want to make sure you're getting paint down in all those little groovy things. Okay, so once you get your whole background covered, we're going to clean out our brush and we're going to paint the ice cream cone, like the cone part. So clean out your brush. And we're going to do a little color mixing. So we're going to use a little bit of yellow, a lot of white, stir in our white, make this nice light buttery yellow. And we're gonna add just a teeny tiny bit of red. And it's gonna end up being kind of an orangish color by the end of it. Right now, I've got a little bit more red in there than I like compared to yellow. So I'm gonna just add a little bit more yellow till it gets a nice kind of orangish tint to it. Maybe just a smidge more yellow. That looks pretty good. Anything kind of remotely close to this is fine. And I'm just gonna fill in all this area under here where the top of the ice cream is and this little pause. So probably a small brush would work best. Mine might be a little too big to do the best job. Maybe some of these spots I'll have to go back in with a little brush. My easel kind of in the way here. Let me just kind of pull it out so I can get at this bottom part. A little bit more paint on my brush. Whoops, glad I was holding it. Yeah, I think I can make do just fine with this brush. All right, so I've got my cone finished. Next, I'm going to paint the top of the ice cream, and I'm just gonna do it white. I'm gonna have vanilla ice cream. Let's get the paint all out of my brush as best as I can. And just with white paint, whoops, I got a little pink in that. Just with white paint, just fill in your whole ice cream. Spread out all your globs. Just go all the way around. Get this whole thing filled in. There we go. So all filled in, nice, smooth, even coat. Fabulous. Next, we're gonna paint the kitty. And we're gonna make a very light gray. So I'm gonna take, I need to find a clean spot on my plate here. I'm probably just gonna grab a new plate. And then I'll just scoop up the colors I need. So I'm gonna have white, and let me grab some black here. So I've got a little bit of black on my brush. And I'm gonna just start kind of stirring it in with white until I get the shade I want. So start light, and then you can gradually start making it darker by adding a little bit more black at a time. If you get too dark, just add more white. It doesn't take a lot of black at all, and the gray does dry darker than what it seems. So once it's on there, this gray is going to look a lot darker than how it actually kind of seems on the plate. And you're going to just go ahead. Oh, I lied. We have one more little thing we really need to do so that we don't lose our lines. I want you to take a black Sharpie or have a parent help you with a black permanent marker. It has to be permanent. And you're going to just sketch over these pencil lines. That way when we paint gray, we don't lose our lines. And we still know where they're at. We can easily paint around the nose and around the tongue. Okay, so now I can just dive in with my gray paint. Nice even coat. Take your time. Nice and thin over top of that Sharpie so you can still see. So nice thin paint. So just take your time. Get the whole little kitty covered. Again, nice thin paint over that Sharpie marker. Take your time and go around the heart nose. Make sure you're not painting the tongue. Go right up to that tongue and around the top of the ice cream. And if you kind of get a little messy and you get a wonky line down on your ice cream cone, just take a little towel with just a teeny tiny bit of water on it. Wipe off your goofy little sloppy line if you need to. Anything that maybe you slipped and you're like, oh, it went into my ice cream cone. Just wipe it off with your damp towel. Let it dry because you probably still be able to see a little bit on there. And then just do another coat of white. It might not cover perfect, but it will look better. Okay. So if you need to do a second coat of gray just to get better coverage, feel free. For the sake of the video, I like to keep it short just to keep the size down so that the upload doesn't take so long. We're also going to do his little paws. So he's got these little arms that come around to his little paws. This whole thing does get an outline, so we can clean up edges that way as well. And just gets outlined in black later. Okay, we got his cute little paws done. Next, we just have his nose and the inside of his ears and his tongue. We're gonna paint those pink. So to make pink, let's clean out our brush. I'm gonna use my smaller brush. And we're gonna do some red and some white. So I've got red and white and just a tiny bit of red on my brush. I'm gonna start stirring it into some white. It doesn't take a lot to start turning the white pink. I'm gonna get it a little bit darker, a little bit more red at a time. And you'll just add little bits of red at a time until you get the shade of pink that you want. So that looks pretty good to me. It's light and bright. It's kind of like right in between. Perfect. So this inside part of the ear, I'll brush some of that on. Same with this one, this little part on the outside edge. We will do his nose. and his little tongue. Okay. So next we have a lot of outlining to do, and we also need to put sprinkles on our ice cream. So let's do the sprinkles because that's a nice fun easy thing. I'm gonna do some pink sprinkles. So just come in and just put every other which way, make little dash lines, changing the direction. Make sure you leave lots of space in between so we can put some different colors in. Let's do, what other color? How about some turquoise sprinkles? So use your turquoise color. Your turquoise. You can just put a few of those in. And how about some yellow ones? Bring out my brush. I'm gonna get a little yellow. A little bit of yellow here on my plate. And I'll just add a little bit of white into it. Still nice and bright. Let me get some pink on my brush and mix it in. That's okay. And just go in and do some yellow ones too. And you could be doing any colors you want. If you wanted to make purple, you would mix, you've got your turquoise and your pink, mix those together and you'll have a nice purple. Be a nice light pastel-y purple. You could do bright orange. So you would mix red in with some of your yellow and it would make more of this orange color. Just whatever. Okay, so I got lots and lots of sprinkles. We got a happy kitty. Our very last step is just to do a bunch of outlining. So I like to add water in with my paint when I do outlining. It just makes the flow of the paint better, makes it thinner, and it just goes on smoother. So I just dip a brush in water and I stir it in with my paint. So you see how it's kind of dripping? That's too much water to paint. So I need to make sure I just get a little bit more paint stirred in, because if I put that on my canvas, it's just gonna drip down off of my canvas. So I have paint over here on this other plate. I'm just grabbing more black. You would just stir in more black. So that's pretty good. It's not moving anywhere anymore. Let me just kind of get it in a concentrated pile here so I have a place to dip my brush in. I'm gonna be using a skinny liner brush. It's long and narrow. And I'm just gonna go all around the outside of my cap. So just start wherever. Do the inside of the ear. And down around his little head. I'm gonna do his eyes. Go around the nose. Get his mouth. And around the tongue. I'm just doing this half first. I'm gonna flip it. Just easier for me that way. You can do it however you want. Going around my ice cream. Get his little arm. the side of the cone. And I'm gonna flip just so I can reach this side better. And I don't have to drag my hand across wet paint. Oops, I got a little wiggly there. Jeez, a little wiggly there too. It's all right. He already ate that spot. That's why it's wiggly. Kind of hard down here at the bottom. Got this easel in my way. I'm doing all right though. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. Go back this way. I got a little bit of a dent there in my ice cream, but like I said, it's like he already took a little bite there. That's okay. And we are gonna put some crisscross lines on the cone. So I'm gonna go straight across to start. Just some stripes. And then I'm gonna go diagonal down. So it looks like a waffle cone. And then last but not least, we gotta put little whiskers on him. So same with the black. And I'm gonna try to do these in one quick swoop. Just works better that way rather than go slow. And right from his little cheeky, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. And now I gotta do the other side. 1. Needs to be a little bit longer. 2. And 3. When you're all done, oh, we still have like the little spiral guys in the background. We are not done. We have just one more quick step, and that's just to put some little fun spirals in our background. And I'm just gonna use some white paint, plain white, and my long skinny brush again. I think I want my long skinny brush. No, I want it's my small brush, but it's kind of square. So it's my small, it's what I use my sprinkles with. And just some white paint. I just have white here in this little cup. And I'm just gonna go around all over and put some fun little spirals. Some can be big, some can be little, just whatever you want. I fit one in around my whiskers. And just put a little interest into the background. This way it's not just plain turquoise. You can leave it plain turquoise though. It's still super cute. I just sometimes want to add little extra things here and there. You could do polka dots. So maybe you're having a hard time getting your spirals to look like spirals. You just turn them into polka dots. Perfect, easy fix. There. I think he is cute. I think he needs some little highlights maybe on his nose. So I'm gonna just take white paint, just put a little swoop on the nose and a little swoop down the tongue. Yeah, I think he's done. Okay, signing my name. I'm gonna just take a little bit of my turquoise color here. Got that. And just, can't really see it. Let me add a little red into it. I'll darken it up a little. So a little red and turquoise. And it's purple now. And sign my name in purple. Beautiful. When you guys are finished, please take pictures. I love seeing your finished work. I have a post pinned to the top of my Facebook page where you can just simply upload and then I get to see, and I love it. Thank you. If you do that, please. Thank you, and thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.